Hey, welcome back everyone. It is now December 2nd of 2020, and ever since the very end of the Skywalker saga, a lot of fans around the world have been very intrigued about the future of the Star Wars franchise by Disney, Lucasfilm, Bob Iger, Bob Chapek, you name it, and exactly what they have stored for the future of the Star Wars universe. This is Mike Zero. Make sure to subscribe if you are new to the channel for future Star Wars content. Now, one thing about Disney Star Wars is that, yes, we do know that with, of course, The Mandalorian Season 2, Episode 5, things really started to unravel in a really great way. Now, we will be diving into spoilers involving that particular episode. If you guys have not seen Chapter 13, I do suggest that you guys back out of this right now, as we will also be going into what's in store for the future by Jon Favreau, George Lucas, Dave Filoni, you name it. Now, The Mandalorian Chapter 13, let me just say that Ahsoka Tano, being portrayed by Rosario Dawson, was probably one of the most historical moments in Star Wars in the past couple of years. I think it honestly really rose above everything that there was to do with the sequel trilogy. It really did. Just look at the fan feedback of what happened with Ahsoka Tano's appearance and what happened with Luke Skywalker in The Last Jedi. You know, we have a situation where Ahsoka Tano actually got a lot of action in one episode of The Mandalorian, right? And when we go ahead and look at The Last Jedi, you know, that's exactly what fans wanted to see. They wanted to see that kind of action for Luke, and we can obviously see that Jon Favreau is trying to really regain the lost fans. However, what's really intriguing is that now that the Skywalker saga is over, both Bob Iger and Chapek are looking beyond the sequel trilogy with Jon Favreau and George Lucas. It's explained that both Favreau and Lucas are planning major changes to the franchise and even aspects of the sequel trilogy, where one drastic change has to do with the character of Grogu, aka Baby Yoda, and how he will be treated in the new canon. Now, it's described that Favreau is indeed planning to insert Grogu into the planned Rise of Skywalker sequel series that will dive into Rey's new Jedi Order. The sequel series is set to be in animated form and will be more lifelike than Rebels and Clone Wars. Now, let's stop right here for a second. We've been talking about this for a couple of months now, this Rise of Skywalker sequel series that's going to take place a couple of years after the events of Episode 9 and eventually throughout the decades, showing us Rey getting older, her children, Cade and Kira Skywalker, the return of Palpatine's spirit into the form of the Dark Acolyte. A lot of things are being salvaged from J.J. Abrams' original scripts of Episode 9 and even the original cuts of the movie. Now, what do I think about Jon Favreau and George throwing Baby Yoda / Grogu into a post-Episode 9 era? I'm not saying that it doesn't make sense. I'm just saying that that's a big time jump. You know, there's a lot to tell in between what's happening in The Mandalorian and what's happening in everything between there, you know, because that's a lot of years. We're talking about 30, 40 plus years, depending on how far they're going to go in the Rise of Skywalker sequel series. Now, the thing about Grogu is that, yes, Ahsoka Tano did tease, this big prequel connection about, him at the Jedi Temple on Coruscant and getting saved and all these different aspects. And we've all actually gone over that in the past, is that Jon Favreau really is trying to add more value to multiple trilogies in the Star Wars universe. Now, not just that, but also Favreau is set to make a major retcon to the sequel trilogy, that Palpatine was in search of Grogu during the events of the sequel trilogy, since something to do with Yoda's species will hold a link to both cloning and healing capabilities. This major retcon and change for the sequel trilogy and Grogu is set to be established sometime in late 2021, and that George Lucas also helped with these getting involved. Favreau is actually excited to make Grogu one of Rey's Jedi students in the sequel trilogy by 2023, when they plan to drop this on Disney+, and that also one major aspect and change to the sequels that Favreau is planning is that Grogu was once stored at Luke's Jedi Temple at one point in time, before the events of Episode 7. So let's stop right there for a second. You can see, obviously, that they're making a lot of retcons, they're adding more value to the character, they're already, linking him to the prequels, to the sequels, and now to a post-Episode 9 era as well. A lot of things are happening. Favreau knows what he's doing at the end of the day. He knows the fans. He knows exactly what they want to see, what they want to see evolve into something new, and that's what he's embracing. So you got to give a lot of credit to Jon Favreau, Lucas, and Filoni. They're all working together as a team to really bring this forward, and I think that they really are on the right path to success right now. I really do believe that. I think that Star Wars is going to be revived within the next couple of years, probably 2 years, maybe 3 years minimum. It's going to be the norm that a lot of fans are going to be on equal terms here of how they think about Star Wars. That's at least how I see it turning out to be, based on the direction that Favreau's going in. So, like I've said before in the past, guys, drop a comment below. Let me know about all of this in the comments, and if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.
Night to moon, we hear them moans again.